today we have a very famous beer from Germany, very widely known. You can get this in most places. It is Franziskaner Hefeweizen. That's the style. Coming to us from Munich, Germany, as a matter of fact, from the famous Spaten Franziskaner Brewery. We've done Spaten beers before, so no real need to get into the actual brewery. It's a 5% ABV Hefeweizen. We're going to serve it into a Weizen glass. This is definitely the quintessential glass to serve this style of beer. Hefeweizens, of course, are a wheaty kind of beer. 91 rating on Beer Advocate, 95 on Rate Beer, and it is one of the most affordable, top-notch beers you could possibly get. This bottle right here cost me like $2.25, so it's cheap, and it's 16.9 ounces. So usually your bottles are 12 ounces, your regular bottles that aren't bombers. This is over a pint, so this will fit nicely into this Weizen glass. And of course, you could see the famous monk drinking out of his mug, the Franziskaner. Franziskaner Weissbier, Nature Trube, Premium Hefeweißbier, in accordance with the Bavarian Purity Law of 1516. And as you can see, it's brewed and bottled by Spaten Brau, Munich, Germany. So let's open it up. It's a beautiful bottle. And it's cheap, as I mentioned. I just, this is amazing how cheap and quality this beer is. We'll pour it into the Weizen glass here, and this is a huge head. Look at this head. It is nuts. It is absolutely insanity. We have a very active beer here, and this head's not going to dissipate anytime soon. We have about 2 hands. Usually I measure the heads in fingers, but we have 2 hands, and it's kind of bubbling up. The head's going to be dissipating at some point, and just a beautiful active wheat beer that we have on our hands right here. I might actually have to drink through the froth of this thing. But before we do that, let's get the aroma of Franziskaner Hefeweizen. A classic wheat, lemony kind of citrus beer. I'm drinking this during the daytime. I actually worked early in the morning, so I'm able to knock a few back in the middle of the day. And it's a nice August day. Temperatures in like the low 80s today. It's the perfect day for a Hefeweizen. So that's why I decided to crank this one out today. A little bit later on, I'll be doing another Belgian beer, but not a Hefeweizen. But a very good smelling Hefeweizen. Refreshing, as I mentioned before. Kind of trying to stall out for time, but this thing's not going to dissipate anytime soon, so I'm going to have to drink through the froth here, so please forgive me for my Hefeweizen mustache that I might have. Cloves, bananas, citrus, all intermixed in this beer. It's a very, very light Hefeweizen, kind of tasting almost like a Belgian triple. Oh, very tasty. Great representation of the style. This is one of the go-tos, obviously, of the style, in that it's so accessible and just so good and so cheap as well. It's just a great beer. It's going to be around for a long, long time. I think as long as beers are around, this thing's going to be around. That said, I'm going to go ahead and give Franziskaner Hefeweizen an 8 out of 10. What I love is the accessibility of it, the quality, the fact that it's a truly active beer with just such a frothy head on it. Nice looking beer. Maybe not quite as aromatic as it could possibly be, but that's kind of nitpicky. If you get an 8 out of 10 on a beer that you spent a little over $2 on for a little over a pint, you're pretty much good to go. And that's why I give it this rating. Just a perfect blend of all the spices and citruses that you imagine from a Hefeweizen. So, Franziskaner Hefeweizen, 8 out of 10. Thank you.